Driving by Miracle Mile, we've been watching the progress from the windows to see Goldfish Swim School open up in Rochester, Minnesota. And we're now here with the franchise owner. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, my name is Murtaza Musajee. I co-own Goldfish with my wife.
And this is such a great addition to the Rochester market, much needed. I'm curious, like this idea, what kind of spurred you to want to bring it to Rochester? When did you see it?
So it's really interesting. So we've been in Rochester for the last 20 years. I'm a CPA by profession, and once I decided that, I want to get back into the field, we were trying to, juggle where I should go. I needed a little flexibility because, I have young kids as well. And we were thinking what we should do. And at that particular time, I was trying to enroll my daughter into swim lessons.
Okay.
And it had been really hard to get swim lessons in Rochester throughout. Whenever we tried, it would either be waking up really early in the morning and being on the computer to register, or having to keep adjusting our schedule so that we could accommodate that after every session. So we were looking at that, and then my wife and I said, why don't we just look into bringing a swim school in Rochester?
That's so cool.
So we visited a few of them, and when we walked into a Goldfish, we was like, this is what we want. This is just perfect. It met so many of the challenges that I faced. Being a parent, a dad, bringing my daughter to all these activities. A few challenges that I faced were not having individual changing huts, because the facilities that we were going to, they had either a men's locker room that you go to or a female, and my daughter was too old to go into the men's, and I obviously couldn't go into the female's locker room. So always I would need to drag her in her wet clothes across to during winter. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
And the other thing was with us having group lessons and the child being in there in the pool, maybe not active the whole time, they get cold. So our air temp in the wet side is at 92 degrees,
okay.
And the pool is heated to 90 degrees. So the kids are comfortable. When I walked into the Goldfish and they were having lessons, I didn't see any kids crying, which was oh wow, that's pretty great. And then we got into more about it, and we spoke about the curriculum, and also the model, which was very new to us, and it's new to Rochester, it's a perpetual model. You book a day and time, and your child goes into a level, and at that level it just keeps going on. You hold that spot. So it's not a session based. Right, so as your child gets masters the techniques, they keep moving on, and you don't have to keep changing your schedule to accommodate the swim lesson times or changes in schedules.
Yeah, it just seems like this is a company that really has found a way to take all the inconveniences of some of the things you mentioned and turning it into a model that can be very efficient, very productive, and also fun.
Right.
I mean, coming into this location, that's the thing I complimented you on, is just the way it looks and feels and the atmosphere. Make swimming not a scary experience, make it a fun experience for kids.
Exactly. Yeah, it is a life skill. The bottom line is we want all kids to be safe in and around water, no matter if they go to Goldfish or you go to any other swim lesson provider, as long as they're going. I think that was our key focus during the summer while construction was going on, was raise awareness about water safety. So we went to all the public schools, we went to daycares, and we told them, we taught kids how to be safe around water, in and around water. So
and when you're thinking now, we're getting close to the moment, you'll be open. Are you getting interest? Is there people that are excited about Goldfish also for their kids? How's it coming in Rochester?
It was a much needed thing in Rochester. It was there was a huge gap in this kind of a field, and so parents are excited.
Good.
We are getting, a lot of the parents want to come and see the facility, so we hope to have an open house where have them walk. But a lot of the parents who are actually driving to the cities to go to a Goldfish there,
all right,
were pretty excited. As soon as we put it out there that we are coming, they called and they were like, thank you for bringing this over. So the community is excited to have us over, and hope we can deliver on our promise.
Awesome. I'm excited for that and the grand opening coming. For those that are interested in signing up, what are some of the steps that they can take in order to learn more about your services?
So they can go to our website, which is goldfish.com/Rochester. And the first step I would say is do a swim assessment. It's on the website. Once they do a swim assessment, it asks some very basic questions, age, and what their water's comfortable level is, and they would go and determine the level that they would need to start at.
Great.
And when they do that, then they look for a day and time that works for them, and they would register on there.
Wonderful. And if people want a tour, are they able to drop in and just take a look at the facility as well?
So we just wrapped up training, and so we need to, get the facility ready. But yes, we will have open hours during the week where parents can just walk in, or they can, when there are hours that we are closed, if they call and schedule it in advance, we would be happy to show them around as well.
Awesome.
When parents walk in, they would be greeted by our front desk.
Okay.
We have an app that they can, check in. It'll give all the details, which lane the child will be in for that particular swim lesson. What they can always come in and check in. And then what would happen is once the lessons start, the parent would, if the parent wishes to, they would walk in, drop their child off to the lesson, and then use that door and walk out.
Oh, okay.
So there is an indoor and an outdoor, so that we kind of contain that movement and make it smooth. And lessons are a half hour, and then at the end of the half hour, the parents go back in. The deck supervisor comes in and calls them. They go to their instructors. The instructors will show them some of the skills that their child has learned, and give a little bit of an update, a progress report, and then the parents walk out at the same time when the parents for the next lesson walk in.
Okay.
And
they can shower then as well when they're getting out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, like you said, and I like how you called it the changing hut.
Yeah.
So that's where they can go and change. Okay.
Yep. So we are still in the process of setting up our retail wall, where we'll have goggles, diapers,
merchandise,
things people tend to forget on a regular basis. We have our officers. Our general manager will be here.
I love the fish. That's awesome. See that, Nathan?
And then this is our staff room, where the instructors can hang out when they don't have lessons, and then these are the
changing
huts.
Okay.
exactly.
I like it.
Yep. Go ahead. We have just a space for families to go in and be able to not have to worry about, is this male, is this for females,
and all epoxy kind of slip
non-slip, exactly. Yeah. And so we have 14 changing huts. There are a few ADA which are marked, and then back here we have some cubbies for parents to leave, or the kids to leave their things, backpacks and all that. We have bamboo seats for parents with little ones.
I like the hair dryers.
Yeah, we have
That's
that.
a good idea.
Right, exactly. Some
Not
kids
missing a detail at all. So coming to the pool, can you talk about the length, the depth, kind of how the pool itself is designed, if you have those details?
So we have students who can be from 4 months up to 12 years. So we obviously want them to be safe even when they're in the water. So we have 2 benches where they can sit, so they're not sitting out on the deck.
Okay.
They're in the water, but they're safe.
Yep.
And so the pool is 81 feet in length And what we would have is we would have lanes separating lessons.
Okay.
And we have those, if you notice those orange with the white piping, those are called docks or islands, and those go into the pool to help students kind of, swim from one corner to another who can't swim the whole length.
Okay.
Or the width. So we would, adjust the dock according, even though we have 4 students per class, we treat each child as an individual. So they, it doesn't mean that like all the kids have to be at that same level and then graduate, because we understand kids learn at different levels. So, so the pool water is at 90 degrees and the air temp is at 92 degrees. So it's pretty comfortable.
It's very comfortable in here, yeah.
And yeah, we have toys, we end swim lessons with something fun.
So then moving on, just to make the environment fun, I noticed your goldfish hanging from the ceiling, and then you cannot miss this beautiful mural. So talk about what made that possible.
Oh, so there is this person who comes in and does this completely freehand. The idea is that when you look out from that side, the parents looking in, it looks almost like a fishbowl that you're in there. And yeah, I mean, the guy came in, did it in 4 hours, and it was amazing to watch him just do it. I wish I thought of doing a time lapse at that point.
Right.
But
it looks beautiful as a finished product. I so wish I had talents like that.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
That is unbelievable.
I am not creative.
That is very unbelievable.
And you did mention the goldfish.
Yeah.
That also has a purpose, because when the kids are doing their back float, you want them to keep their heads up. And so we tell them focus on the goldfish, and then we have weighted mats if they're doing a face down kind of a thing. We have weighted mats with, Bubbles is the mascot and his friends.
Okay.
And those go down so they can kind of focus on the bottom also. So it helps them adjust their positioning, which helps them, in their swim technique as well.
Right. Yeah, and just the details of like how to build a pool inside a strip mall. Like I noticed the ductwork is not actual metal ductwork, right? And
You're right, exactly.
All those things that you just wouldn't have to think about in a normal setting.
Yes.
You have to think about in a pool setting.
It's been quite interesting, to have the HVAC system designed for this side where the kids would be, as at the same time where the parents sit. We don't want them to be sitting in this environment because they're not in the pool. We have them be comfortable over there and be able to watch their kids.
Very nice job in bringing this to Rochester, Minnesota. It looks so great inside here. We now have a pool inside a strip mall, which I would have never imagined being in commercial real estate that was an option. And so I'm so happy to see that you've been able to make it happen. Congrats on bringing it to Rochester.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.